Hey everyone, welcome to the tutorial. Today we're diving into the basics of a React app step by step. By the end, you'll understand how a React app runs in the browser, how routing works, and how to create dynamic, reusable components. Before we start, make sure you're comfortable with HTML, JavaScript, Visual Studio Code, and GitHub. Those basics will really help. If you've watched my last two videos, creating a React app with Vite and setting up React Router DOM, your files should already be structured like mine in this tutorial. If not, you can either follow these videos or clone the project from the repository linked in the comments. To get started, open the project in Visual Studio Code by navigating to the cloned repositories directory. Right-click on the folder and select Open with Code. Now that the project's open, let's begin with a quick overview of the app structure, focusing on the key files and components. Most of the files you'll work with are located in the source directory. Inside source, you'll find assets, components, routes, and styling files. Most of these files are created for us when we created the app, but if you want an overview of this, then check out the earlier videos. Let's look at the main file, main.jsx, which serves as the highest level parent component of the React app. This file contains a React function called createRoute, which initializes the app. It does this by targeting the HTML element with the ID of root and renders this code inside it. Strict mode is a default React feature that helps identify problems within your app, and browser router provided by React Router DOM enables routing capabilities in the app. These two wrap around the app component, which serves as the central hub where the app's visible structure begins to take shape. Before diving into the app component, let's move up a level and see how main.jsx interacts with index.html. The index.html file is the entry point of the app, allowing it to be accessed via a browser. Inside index.html, you'll find the root div where React renders the content. This is linked to the script that loads main.jsx. When this script runs, React injects the rendered content into the root div. Let's return to main.jsx to understand its role in initializing the app. Features like strict mode and browser router are defined here to enhance app functionality. So if there's a feature required across the whole app, then this is a good place to put it. Now that we know how the app is initialized, we'll now move into the app component. The app component is imported into the main.jsx here, but it can be found in the source directory. The app component is where the app's visible structure and functionality are built. In the app component, two routes are currently defined, home and about. When users navigate to / the home component is displayed. Similarly, navigating to /about displays the about component. The navbar component is also included in app, but is rendered outside of the root wrapper. This ensures that the navbar is visible on every page, providing consistent navigation. And as you see here, the same navbar can be seen across different routes. Let's take a look at the home and about components. Currently, these components are simple placeholders for the routes, and they can be expanded on with additional components to create more complex pages. To demonstrate this, we'll create a reusable component called page title. Page title will show how smaller components can be reused within larger ones. We'll also introduce props, short for properties, which will allow components to receive data dynamically. To create page title, start by adding a new file in the components directory. I'm going to do this by right-clicking on components, clicking new file, and giving it a name of pagetitle.jsx. We can now use the RFC shortcut to create a React functional component, and as you see, the only content at the moment is a div with the value of page title. Now that page title is created, we can import it into different components. As you see here, I've imported it into the about component. To confirm that this is working, we can now run the project using npm run dev in a new terminal, which opens the app at localhost with the specified port. On the about page, you'll see the page title component rendering. And if we go to the home component through the browser, we can see that this is still rendering home. To add page title into the home component also, we can do the same as what we did with the about component and import it in. This will mean that home and about will both render the same content shown in page title. Don't forget, if you copy and paste the component across, you'll still need to import it in the top of the file. Currently, it doesn't look like the page title component changes across the routes, but this is because the content of page title is static. We can now show that it's different by adding dynamic content to page title. We'll do this by passing a title prop to page title in both home and the about components. For home, we'll add the title of home, and for about, we'll add the title of about. Inside page title, we'll then need to destructure the props to extract the title value. Using JSX, we can then render the title dynamically within the component. This is done by adding in the destructured key of title in between curly braces. This makes page title reusable across the app. We can also add in more content to the page title and have this render at the same time. With that, you've learned how to create usable components, use props, and structure your React app effectively. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials.